us right now over the phone is former NYPD Commissioner Howard Safir. Commissioner, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Your reaction to what took place in Dallas overnight?
Well, it's a horrible thing, of course, for the families, but this was clearly a coordinated attack. And the fact is that you put that uniform on, you become a target. And in the environment that we have in this country right now, with organizations like Black Lives Matter and the unfortunate two incidents that were recorded on videotape, every police officer in this country needs to be very vigilant and very much aware of what's going on. The fact is these perpetrators were organized, apparently well-trained. We will find out as we get more information whether or not they were connected to a terror group. But, this is chaos, and it's something that really has to be dealt with and dealt with very firmly.
Do you believe that these snipers organized this attack before those people were shot earlier this week, and they just saw this protest as an opportunity to take out Americans?
I believe they did, based on the triangulation, the elevated positions, the long weapons, the fact that these people had a mission, were trained, they had armor, they were dressed in camouflage. Clearly, it says to me that this was a group waiting for an opportunity.
And Maria, what is important is that, of great importance is that they did take a suspect or two alive, because if they were all dead, it would complicate the investigation. But the police commissioner is absolutely correct. Well-trained, well-coordinated. There may be a terrorist connection, and we're going to find out very, very soon if there is.
Yeah, Dagan, 3 shooters are in custody. Right. Another shooter dead. The 3 shooters in custody, 1 woman and 2 men.
And Howard, I want to ask you something in terms of the way that police have gone about doing their jobs, as more and more pressure has been brought to bear on them by people accusing, really, officers across the country of brutality, if you will. Because I know that with the Dallas Police Department, that there had been a big shift towards de-escalation. And there was a sharp drop. There's been a sharp drop in excessive force complaints against officers. But again, is there too much focus on complaints against officers and not enough on actually protecting the people of Dallas and all these other cities across the country and actually protecting themselves as officers?
Well, what's called the Ferguson effect is really something that is having a real effect on what's going on in this country. The 2 situations that we saw the videos of in the last couple of days, without rushing to judgment, appears to be mistakes or fear or whatever on the part of 2 individual officers. But there are millions and millions of contacts with individuals throughout the United States, and to broad brush the entire police organizations across the country with that kind of activity is what causes what I can only call wackos like these individuals to go out and target police. And unless we come to grips with this in both the police community and in communities of color across the country, we're going to have chaos.
And the Ferguson effect, as the commissioner said, has virtually eliminated proactive policing in this country. But to bring it back, we have to have our leadership bring the police and the community together. And when he was police commissioner, there was community policing here. The city was together. They were working with each other, and we need a return to that type of policing methodology.
Yeah. Are the police, Howard, not working together the way they used to? What has changed in terms of the way police approach their jobs?
What's happened is police officers, especially police officers who have been around for a long time, are doing, unfortunately, I believe, the bare minimum of what's necessary to get through their tours, get home to their families. When you look at some of the laws that have been passed, even in New York City now, where police officers can be found not only liable from a employment standpoint, but from a monetary standpoint, if they make a mistake. What I've heard from police unions and from police leaders around the country is we are going to protect the public,
right,
but we're going to protect the public in a much different manner than we have in the past. So proactive policing, which kept this country safe and reduced crime and violence to the lowest levels in history, unfortunately, I believe is turning around in the wrong direction.
Right. Well, they need the encouragement to do that and not the discouragement and fear that has been so prevalent. Commissioner, thanks very much for your insights this morning. Howard Safir joining us on the phone.